Oh, fuck, the rundown's back. Oh, that was on stream as well. The rundown's back. Why are we here? It's not even August yet and we're here.
Too early.
Yeah. Why are we here? Shut up, that's why we're here, because Fixtures Day was there. Obviously, it's me, because it's always me, and it's SJ, and it's Hayden. We're going to be going through our pre-season. Don't you love a bit of pre-season? Pre-season, best part of football, in my opinion. I don't watch normal NFL, just the pre-season. So, yeah, we're going to... Basically, so this stream is going to be basically about going through some of the more notable fixtures. We're not going to sit here and go through all the fixtures with you. There are articles for that on sporttank.com written by me. So you can go and look at those. We're going to go through some of the notable ones. Specifically, as you can see, the ones that are ticking across the screen right now, they are the week one fixtures for the Prem. They're kicking off slightly earlier on the 23rd of October. Very, very early. Well, fine. But to be fair, within that, you have got, one or two interesting matches in the first week. But the one for me that stands up there, Gold versus Durham Saints, because Durham Saints are actually getting good. And I'm not actually letting any of the other co-hosts talk, which is sort of standard practice for them.
Durham are a very good team. Don't put Durham down like that.
No. I said Durham are a good team. They're picking up. They were picking up speed towards the end of the season. But then obviously you've got the other side of the spectrum. Are Sterling Klansmen going to come back? All questions with the answer to later on the show. So just first of all, we're going to go through the week one fixtures for every division. I'll let these two say hi just because I have got the fixtures up and I have been talking. And I'm in such bad shape, I'm out of breath. That's a joke.
Sorry,
That's a joke, Nottingham Caesars coaches. Say hello.
Who said hello?
Hayden, say hello.
Listen, man, I've been waiting half an hour.
Hayden,
your shit Wi-Fi was fine late.
Fuck hello, you fucking twat. Fuck right off. My Wi-Fi was fine until 8 o'clock. Specifically when Vodafone's got it out for me. I bet Vodafone worked for... I don't know what uni team's annoyed at me. If your uni team's annoyed at me, comment below and I'll go with them. Who is it?
Who were you with when your Wi-Fi was just as bad in your old house?
Who's Valley? No, the Wi-Fi is not just as bad. Don't fucking get me started.
Who's Valley are now launching their new broadband service.
Wi-Fi.
You little, and you can't shit on Nottingham Caesars because we beat your wafty Holton Spartans. I shouldn't say wafty. I like Holton.
About the Spartans like that, man. I'm backing the Spartans till I die.
Right. Well, we backed them into a 30-6 loss against the Caesars. So
this is a Uniball show, guys. This is a
Uniball show. Uniball show. So, as you can see in the Prem North, first week, 23rd October, Nottingham Gold versus Durham Saints, Leeds Beckett's Carnegie versus the Sterling Klansmen. In the Prem South, the Pirates. The Pirates. I always struggle with it. Is it EA? No, UEA. UEA. UEA Pirates versus the Birmingham Lions. Cardiff Cobras versus the reigning champion Bullets. Whose phone was that?
Is it just one lion, just one player for Brown?
I said plural, you little rat. Don't you get me started. And then for Div 1, hold on.
Oh, look at that.
There we go. There we go. So for Div 1, first week in the Borders, you've got the Hull Sharks and the Edinburgh Predators, the newly promoted Glasgow Uni Tigers versus the newly demoted Leeds Griffins. In the Northern one, the LJMU Fury versus the Sheffield Sabres. The Manchester Metropolitan Eagles, again, just up from Div 2, versus in a derby game, first week derby game against the Tyrants. Midlands 1, Loughborough versus Warwick. Nottingham Trent, Staffordshire. And then Swansea Titans coming down from the Prem, Southampton. Bournemouth Uni Bobcats versus the Exeter Demons in the Southeast. You've got SJ's favourite, Brunel Burners, facing Kent Falcons, who have just come up. The QMBL Vipers versus Imperial. And then we're going to have a look at God's Division. Let's bring Hayden back in. So this is where it's a bit strange. The Div 2 is kicking off slightly late for some divs up in the north, just so it's as cold as possible for these poor teams. You've got Aberdeen versus the Edinburgh Napier Knights. Very tasty Edinburgh Napier Knights. Will they come back? Again, we'll talk about that later. Heriot Watt Wolverines versus the UWS Pyros. And then on the 30th, in the north, sorry, not the borders, you've got York Centurions, great social media, but they are going back down, versus the Lancaster Bombers, Bradford Bears versus Edgehill Vikings, Liverpool. God bless Liverpool. They won the thing. This bless them versus the Bangor Mud Dogs. In the Midlands 2 on the 30th as well. Nottingham versus Anglia Ruskin, Leicester versus Derby, and De Montfort versus Kiel. Well, now you're going to turn around. Anglia Ruskin and Derby aren't in Midlands 2. Well, we'll talk about it later.
We've got to have a chat about that alignment. That has to be a talking point because that is funny.
Oh, it is. It is a talking. Oh, I love it. I mean, actually, I'm jealous of it. We'll talk about it later. So the Worcester Royals, if they field a team this year, versus Plymouth, the Bath Spa Bulldogs versus hopefully the Chris Tebbett fronted Gloucestershire Gladiators, but we'll see. Because
I'm looking forward to this debut.
Because I tell you what, Gloucestershire University admission squad, you told me 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks, and now you've told me 8 weeks. Unbelievable. Then you've got no, it wouldn't surprise me. You got the Canterbury Phoenix versus the City Wolfpack for the Southeast. Sorry, on the 30th. You got the King's College. They're the Regents. They're the Regents versus East London. And in Southern 2, you've got the Surrey Stingers versus the Chichester Spitfires, the Brighton Panthers, and the Solent Red Hawks. That's not the full list. That's just the first week, because if you are interested, as I'm sure you've probably read already, it's all up on Sport Tank. And, thankfully, some of the lovely people at the in the Uniball socials have been, doing their job correctly and putting them out. Because I was asked, someone that turned around and asked me, what's schedule release day? Well, what do you think it is? It's the day the release schedule. And I was the only one that was excited for it, probably in the whole nation. And I tried to big it up as much as possible, and I did. So we're going to get into it now.
Before it happened.
To be fair, Bournemouth are currently doing very well to sort of regain their place as the Sport Tank social media team of the year. Like KCL, they've staked their claim to try and defeat Bournemouth. But I will say, Bournemouth schedule release video, considering you some would see some of the ones that the NFL do, don't take this wrong way. It's a very low-level NFL one, which is really good considering that you're a Uniball team in England. If that makes sense?
Yeah. There's not a massive budget for it.
No, who was it that did the anime one? Was that the Rams?
No, it was the Chargers.
The Chargers. Obviously, we don't have the budget for that, but your one was very, very good.
Not as many exotic locations either. I don't think away day in Exeter compares to Florida.
Bristol is a wonderful day out, SJ. It's clearly a man that's not budgeted down south.
But did you just say Bristol? Well, that's strange because we're going to go on to one of the first talking points, which is the notable matchups happening in Uniball this season. And the first one I've got on the 11th of December, very, very late in the season, you've got the first meeting of the SGS Pride versus the UE Bullets. Now, obviously, last year, everyone called it right from the start. SGS Pride are going up, and they did. But this is where it's sort of become a bit shifty because, that Newcastle game, I was expecting a lot more. And then also, SJ's beautiful Brunel Burners, their game as well. So I put it to you two. How do you think the Pride are going to do?
So I'm trying to be unbiased here, and you keep mentioning the fact that I'm at Brunel. It's.
All right, then SJ's not at Brunel.
The way I think, I don't know. If I think about SGS, I think they've always got a steady recruitment flow because they have their sixth form academy, and they've got a lot of players that they don't just play for the sixth form academy; they'll play for another team as well over the summer. I think that so they've got that steady flow of recruitment. So there's a lot of teams that struggle when they lose their final years, some key players. But the thing with SGS is if they lose some final years, they've still got people coming into their squad that have still played for 2 or 3 years beforehand.
And I think recruitment flow.
Yeah, and I think one of the other things about it is that I wonder if there was a bit of, towards the end of that campaign, it was a bit of a like, I wonder if it was not so much being burnt out, but like they, when a team gets so confident about it, they kind of, you prepare a bit differently. And I wonder if they prepared maybe a little bit less. Obviously, I don't know about SGS. They could have prepared the same way they did.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like their structure's so well coached, and it's the championship game, because I just think that's like, especially with the Brunel game, that was just more sort of. I'd say that's more on the Brunel side than SGS maybe taking a day off, because SGS aren't going to overlook Brunel.
Oh, 100%
and SGS,
not.
And SJS and SGS, I don't think SGS went to the finals and went easy payday. No, like like Newcastle are there for a reason. Like I wish that I would, like, I do sort of, in like some in an article that's coming out, like I can't sort of put Newcastle on the same pedestal as I put SGS, despite the fact they made it. They both made it to the final, because SGS is just a completely different. It's a completely different beast, and I apologise to the people, the teams at Newcastle Raiders for that, but they're just a different beast.
Yeah, like, I think there's
go on.
There's just a number of different factors it could have been. Like, teams always have that random bad game. Like, it's not a bad game, they still won it and won the national Div 1 championship, but it's the whole, there's always a game, not always, but like even in the NFL, teams that are going to go on to win the Super Bowl or whatever, they still have that game in the season that they lose, and everyone's like, how on earth did you manage to lose that game? Or
like when a team goes 10-0 and then loses, and then I don't know. Who knows?
Like,
I think it's
who knows.
Newcastle's defense is solid. These days, Cardinals don't already. Newcastle's defense is solid. If you look at the scores throughout that whole season, their defense was a real deal. It probably still is the real deal. I don't know how many players have got to graduate. But Pride would never take their foot off the gas. They never. I don't think that once in that season they take their foot off the gas, because at the end of the day, they had something to prove to everyone. They won.
The whole thing revolves around the American football there.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say let's sort of get off the SGS of last season and sort of go. Do you think there's going to be any sort of struggle for SGS now they're at the Prem level, especially against the Bullets? And I'd say even against, obviously you look at the scores from last season where double-digit shutouts against against the Lions for the Bullets. Honestly, I'm as interested in Birmingham Lions versus SGS as I am Bullets versus SGS.
I think SGS is. This is the thing. Like, they're so different to anything else in Uniball. So you just don't know. But I do think that with the steady recruitment and the confidence they'll have brought with them going up in their first year in Uniball to the Prem, I think they'll more than happily. I think they'll relish that competition. I think they'll be confident. They'll think they've got a shot at it. I think it's going to be one of those things where the season might depend on the first couple games. As with a lot of teams that are new to things, if you hit the ground running, then that confidence builds straight away. But if you've never played in the Prem before and you lose your first 2 games, then I reckon even if you've got the caliber to be at the top of it, you're going to struggle because the confidence won't be there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think realistically, if we're talking about that matchup, the Bullets Pride matchup, there's no way discrediting Pride, but the Bullets are a different level. And I think they're getting better and better every year. I don't think they've hit their final form yet, in that sense. Do I think Pride will take second in the South? Yes. Thinking about it, I think they'll take second.
We'll get on to predictions later in the show. Stop doing it. That's promised. Everything sort of blends into one. So we've already got on that topic. The next one I have, feel free to add your own. It's Nottingham Gold versus Leeds Beckett Carnegie. Now, last year, like everyone, including myself, thought Golden Bullets untouchable, regular season untouchable. They're going to both make it to the final, which they did. But Leeds Beckett picked up a surprise victory, which shouldn't have been as surprising as it was. But can Leeds Beckett win the division? Is the question here?
I think a lot has to go their way. I think the Prem North is definitely shaping up to be a lot closer than Prem South. But I think you have to look at other things like did Nottingham Gold have players unavailable, or was there something happening? You know what I mean? Like it being Uniball, we don't have the issue with that is there's not like all of this media days and stuff like in the NFL. You don't know if there's something going on in that team or not. You don't know what the external factors are. You can only look from an outside. You can't ever get an inside view.
Well, there would be media days if just literally message me, because I mean this, people of Uniball, from October 23rd until February 12th. I've literally got nothing to do. This will literally be my life. Just simply message me. It's just simply message me, and I will probably be there.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Nottingham Gold will be back with a vengeance because they definitely had a really good shot at upsetting the Bullets in that final, and they'll feel like I reckon they've probably got a decent feeling that they can go all the way next year, considering how well they performed against a team that everyone thought was never going to be touched. I mean, like, this is a team that didn't have a single point conceded until the South final.
No, not true. Playoffs.
Is it not?
But yes. No, Leeds Beckett scored 3 points against them.
Semi-final, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's what I meant. The South,
but that's just me being pedantic. Sorry, Hayden.
But yeah, I think Notts Gold will be excited for the season. I think they definitely probably feel like that. Like if I was on Notts Gold, I'd think, yeah, we can definitely come back, considering how well they played in that final. I think Leeds Beckett will also think that they've got a chance because, you know, they beat them at one point in the season.
I think the thing with Prem, there's no room for error. You've got to hit the ground running. If you do not hit the ground running, you're on the back foot.
Definitely. But it also depends, like I said, it's on injuries, isn't it? Like when you get to the Prem, you get more and more these stars in their team where they get these key players. Like the quarterbacks at the Prem level are something else. If they lose, like if Nottingham Gold, lose their QB in the first two games, then will that drastically affect their season?
But is their QB back? That's another question.
Well, this is the other question.
We don't know. These are things we don't know.
It's the same with Yui. If their quarterback's gone, have they found the guy that's going to replace him? Because that guy was insane.
Probably.
They're probably in America as we speak, finding the next guy.
Well, I imagine if we just put it out there, someone will tell us if Ivan's back. Stuart Cooper.
Yep.
Yeah. This is the thing. Like
we haven't spoken about is how much of a loss. How many players? How many people have graduated from every team this year? The teams that I think are going to do the best this year are the ones that have a huge roster still. You know, that COVID, I think you're still going to see the effects of COVID for a good couple of years.
Definitely. Yeah.
But there's some teams that we will touch on later, which me and SJ have highlighted that very well could be having issues with it or who we think. But it's one of those things where if we had enough money, we would literally scour Instagram for who's graduating. But sorry.
Yeah. No, I think it's getting more and more like college football, isn't it? That the recruitment is becoming a major thing, and teams actually are looking at like. Obviously, this is only going.
Here we go. So we do have an answer. The QB from the Bullets won't be back.
The man himself.
Thank you, Steve.
So they'll find someone on an NFL.
Makes this all possible.
I wonder if Josh Rosen would be up for it.
I was going to say, yeah, imagine maybe like Big Ben's decided, fuck it, I'm going to go get a degree.
Yeah, master's time.
Yeah, come out, Big Ben's slinging balls to Yui.
Yeah, no, I think
I'd rate
it's
that.
definitely a recruitment
I'd rate that as well. Yeah.
Big Ben, if you're watching, please come to the UK.
Big Ben, if you're watching.
No, I think it's going to be interesting because obviously Yui have that recruitment set up perfectly. Like there'll be teams setting up their recruitment models around Yui. And it just depends, because obviously we don't hear a lot from the Prem North about their recruitment. Who knows if Nottingham Gold actually have that level of recruitment?
They do.
I know they're big enough to have two teams.
Yeah,
probably do have. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Yui, in terms of recruit, if I look at recruitment, I'd say SGS and Yui are probably the best setup for it.
I think
I think you're overlooking a lot of stuff there, to be honest, Hayden.
Okay, well, you think what you like, Tebbs.
Well, okay. Well, what about this then? Boff. What do you think about that comment? Div 1 California QB coming in.
Listen, there's this thing. I knew this, but I didn't want to say it because it's not.
Well,
if they have that, that's big. Well, it depends where from California. If he's like, is he USC? If
I don't think it does.
He's Cal. UCLA, I think.
UCLA.
Or was it Caltech?
Yeah.
So if we weren't if we weren't supposed to break that piece of news, literally not our fault. Someone commented it. We didn't break it. He did. There you go.
You just got your first Sport Tank Uniball exclusive of the year, ladies and gents.
I don't. That's not the first one.
I know exactly what Alexander Stocks is here for, and he's waiting for Div 1 Southeast. That's all he's here for. Does he want to come on the show? That's a question. Does he want to come on the show?
Do you want to come on the show right now?
Stocks, if you want to come on the show, give us a shout.
Yeah. Message SJ and we'll let you on the show. So the other one that I have, this is a very brief one for me. We won't talk about it at length because we've spoken a bit too long about the other two. MMU Eagles versus Manchester Tyrants. I think Manchester Tyrants it's a derby game in week 1, which is very interesting, but also the Tyrants, they had a really good start to the season last year. Wheels, I don't know, sort of fell off. They were looking to absolutely storm it. They didn't. Obviously, MMU are fresh from Div 2, so you got like the newcomer up against a very powerful team. I think that'll be a very interesting one. That's on the 30th of October. Obviously, it's the start of the season. Then you've got Sheffield Harlem versus Sheffield Sabres. Obviously, last year they played each other 3 times because of the varsity game, and there was something, just a commotion with some coaches and players. So that'll be quite funny, and that's on the 6th. And then we're just going to get rid of Hayden for a bit. You've got
that's
this is Bournemouth versus Exeter. Obviously Bournemouth are fresh up, and Exeter were doing very, very well last season.
That's the first one I had circled. That's a one that I think that's a test to see whether Exeter have come to the. I feel like every university has a cycle. They have a cycle of being at the top. I think Exeter's cycle's gone now for maybe 4 years. Bournemouth for the new dogs. Undefeated season, can they keep the streak going? That's their test. That's a game where I think they can really make a mark on Div 1 if they win that. Same as well, if Exeter win that, go again. And
then have you got any more? Because I've got 2 more which I'll briefly touch on, and then if you've got some more I'll throw to you.
I think we've got, what have we got in the south? We've got Div 1 South.
No, I said let me do my 2 and then I'll throw to you, not do yours now.
Okay.
Do you not understand how production works? We'll bring Hayden back in.
I'm a bit deaf.
So the other 2 that I've got are from Div 2, which is Lincoln versus DMU. Obviously, last year, whole big thing with the ineligible player. DMU got all their points taken away, and they weren't particularly happy with Lincoln for conceding the game. And then And then sort of going forth from that, it all just sort of cavalcaded upon itself. Because it was first.
They'll think.
Who was that? Yeah, so it was at first it was the game got the Lincoln game got changed back to a loss for DMU before all the other ones did. So I'm not sure if I'm not entirely sure as of why, but I think the DMU aren't going to be very happy to match up with Lincoln. And then the other one I've got is Liverpool versus York on the 20th of November. Liverpool obviously won the Div 2 North last year, but due to how the playoffs work, they didn't.
Back-to-back champions. Back-to-back
champions, still in Div 2. And they're facing off against York Centurions, who are just coming down. We don't have to discuss those. Those are my ones. And I'll throw it to SJ.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk Loughborough NTU. Those were two of the teams that went far in the playoffs. I think those two probably could be the ones that run the Midlands again.
Do I not have that one? I must have that one.
As well.
The NFL Academy, we're not talking about the NFL Academy. They're irrelevant. I don't mean that, by the way. If anyone from the Academy is watching, good job, guys.
But I will agree with SJ in the sense of I don't think it's going to have any bearings on the Loughborough Uni squad. You're not irrelevant, NFL. We'd all like jobs, but I don't think it's going to affect the.
Would you say it's not? Would you say it's not going to affect them yet, or like at all? So I agree with you on the yet thing, but I reckon like 3-4 years it will have a massive bearing on
it. But this is the 2022-2023 pre-show show. So
okay. All right.
So have you got any other ones? I can't really pick any out from Div 2.
Div 1 Southeast, Bruno Imperial. I think that's.
Give me a date on that.
It's a semi-finalist going against the current Southeast Div 1 champions. That game is a game that.
Okay. But sure. So obviously, I went to the Portsmouth Imperial game last year, and Imperial didn't have a lot of players. And if some of those are graduating, that's down to a very small squad.
But they could recruit tons.
But they'd have to recruit a lot to sort of contend with that div.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot. I don't know. I don't think it's always on the size of your recruitment. Like if you know what I mean. Like if you get someone from the Filton Academy or from the NFL Academy that's not going to make it in the NCAA and doesn't really want to go to a uni just for American football. They've decided they're going to focus on their degree. You could get a Div 2 team that's local or whatever, and they're going to recruit an NFL Academy player out of the blue. And it just
but sort of with that, I'd think that if someone had the skills to be offered a place in the NFL Academy, they are going to consider their options for Uniball.
Yeah. Some of them will, but I also wonder if there'll be the odd one that will think, you know what, there's not.
I'm going to turn this whole squad around.
But it's not. No, that's not my point. It's like if you're thinking about your future as such, like you might be good in terms of getting into the NFL Academy. You might be good in terms of that crop of British players. But then when you go to America, you have to deal with the Americans who have been playing it since they were like 5-6 years old, and it's just. I wonder if some of them will sit back and think, you know what? How likely am I to make money out of doing this sport? What if I just go and get a degree at a good university rather than do it for the American football? Go to a uni, get a good degree, and play American football there where I can. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you've got a very unhealthy obsession with like just the American idea of like as soon as an American comes in.
The American dream.
As soon as that American comes in, boff.
Yeah, but I think sometimes the American dream doesn't work, does it?
Well, no, they can just be a good player. They don't have to be American.
No, they can be a good player. No, that you're missing the point. Like some of them might just sit back and think.
Yeah, I'm sick of talking. I'm sick of listening to him. Oh God, trying to have a nice, fun show here, ladies and gentlemen. Hayden's just. We're not on Div 1 yet, so I'll bring him back.
What are you vaping? If you want to keep it fun.
Huh?
You vaping anything this week?
Keep it. Me, I don't vape.
Oh, really?
No,
That's
I don't.
it.
I generally don't vape.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Stuart backed me up.
But
Get
you
off
know,
it. Law
Yeah,
degree
but-
at Cambridge, where you're guaranteed to make millions after you graduate at a big London law firm.
guaranteed to make millions.
None of these players invest back in their teams. That's the most selfish thing about it all. No one's investing in their teams.
Did you invest in? Oh yeah, you're a coach. I've put myself into a corner there. So,
Hopefully, if you're investing back in your team,
shut up! I'm trying to move on. God damn! It's like you don't understand how shows work. You just keep talking. God, I'm sick of this already. I might end the show. Don't even like Uniball, but yeah, sorry. Before I was so rudely interrupted. So sort of onto the talking points of the Prem, and I guess this sort of ties into some predictions as well. I feel like we can't do this section without getting into some predictions, so we'll note these all down and we'll talk about it.
Way too early. Top 10.
Yeah, way too early. But Hayden, he says personally you will have it. What are you gonna?
Oh, the Bobcats are back.
Yeah,
they're
taking it again.
Right, just watch what you're saying there, Hayden.
Why is he on here? He should be in the gym. It's pre-season.
It's pre-season,
man.
Ray just
He's
graduated.
graduated.
Yeah. Graduate. Why is he graduating? Do a
Stop talking about the Uni Bobcats. Stop talking about them, please.
Sorry, coach. Your coach is watching.
Stop talking about them. I don't even want you to say about any players on
predictions. Come on.
No, not you, him. Okay. So talking points. Can the Bullets bounce back? Are they going back to back, or will someone take it from them? What do you think, SJ?
What? Sorry.
Bullets. Are they winning again? Too early. Remember, these are too early, ladies and gentlemen. Far too early.
Way too early. If we're going, I'm gonna go yes. I'm gonna go yes. I think the final will be the same as well. Way too early.
Hayden, what about you? What are you thinking? Bullets back to back? To back? No, it's back to back.
The way it stands, it should be. You got to wait to see how SGS do in their first couple games, I think, to decide.
I don't think this is no way discrediting SGS, but I don't think they're at the level of the Bullets or Gold.
You just don't know, do you? You just don't know. Like, they've never played against each other.
Like the Prem playoffs are going to be something else. Like you'll see when when SGS gets matched up against like
Prem playoffs
Leeds,
this year,
Beckett or something.
the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just think
floating around the
11th of
country.
December is going to tell us everything we need to know, I think.
Sorry, say that again.
11th of December is going to tell us everything we need to know.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, my prediction. Again, this is far too early. People at the Bullets, because I know they watch. I mean, after that final game, because I had spicy bumhole the whole way through, and I didn't think I would. I was sweating because I had Bullets to win, and I thought I was going to ride that off into the sunset. But, and before anyone says it's favouritism for who my current senior ball team is, grow up. I've got Nottingham Gold to win the Prem this year.
I like it. I like it a lot.
So then SGS Pride. How well do you think they're going to do out of 10?
It depends. I think you can never underestimate Birmingham. You can never underestimate Birmingham.
And honestly, I'm so happy that you said that, because that's another one that I've got. Birmingham last year went 6-2, very respectable record, until you look at the numbers that they lost by to the Bullets. They beat everyone else in the division but the Bullets. This is where I think that. Sorry, say that again.
They won their other games quite considerably as well.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where I think SGS versus the Lions is going to be very, very interesting. But then, I guess I sort of bought into the hype of the Lions a little bit going in, because I had the Lions beating Nottingham in the playoffs, and I love you, Birmingham, but you got melted. It was embarrassing for me picking you. So it's one of those things where like Birmingham just don't seem to be. They're good, but they're not the best.
Yeah, but then that brings up another question, doesn't it? If that's...
Sorry, someone's just put a very spicy comment in. It started already. The uni shit talking started already, and the season's not even begun. You hear this, yes, players. You hear this?
Yeah, no, I think with the with that comment about that the Lions got thumped by Nottingham Gold, it makes you wonder if that actually leaves a question: are Nottingham Gold as good as the Bullets? Like, was the final that it actually was Nottingham Gold playing up to the Bullets standard, or was it that the Bullets weren't playing as well as they could have? Because if the scorelines between Nottingham Gold and the Lions and the Bullets and the Lions weren't too dissimilar.
I think the Gold played up. I think the Gold are a much better team than I think the score. There was definitely a lot of moments in that game that I thought, the Gold Gold actually going to win 100%. This. And that's what you want. At the end of the day, you want it to be competitive.
This is the thing. Like I said to Tebbs when the game was going, because I made those winners graphics, and I didn't make.
Don't disclose this. No. No. Cease and desist, Haydn. Cease and desist. We're not telling that story.
Okay.
Fucking hell. Oh God. Okay, the last one I got for the Prem. I love this guy. He's not even talking. He's just telling the truth. Christ, that's mad. Well, 11th of December. You're gonna have to tell them that's their faces. Then the last one I got for the Prem. Obviously, you can put your own ones in. Sterling Klansmen, I think, are in very, very deep water, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to swim out of this one. Their head coach let go after they forfeited a playoff game last year against the Bullets, but that shouldn't matter. They forfeited a playoff game. They let their head coach go. He left. One of those things, or one of those two. How do you see the Klansmen doing? Are they destined to go down due to everything's happened, or is this new coach, new me, new team, new year, new haircut? Is it one of those ones?
I think in the past when we've seen Prem teams kind of fall apart at the end of the season, usually it's bad news the following year. I hope it's not, because I think Sterling are one of those teams that to imagine them not being in the Prem is quite a weird. It's kind of like Birmingham. I think they're the two that I look at and go, yeah, I can never imagine those two, and they've always been in the Prem for as long as I can remember. But if Newcastle retained a lot of the players they have,
that's it.
And because new ones, it's tough. It's a tough game.
Like, that's going to be one of the key matchups is going to be those Newcastle Sterling games, because if Newcastle just beat out Sterling, I can't see anyone else from the north really going down. I can't see Durham, can't see Beckett. It's for me, and again, don't take this personally, Newcastle. I think it's going to be between you and the Klansmen. Or the Bullets if everything goes wrong. Literally everything goes wrong, then it's going to be the Bullets. What would have to happen for the Bullets to get put down a different?
I don't know.
Do you know what they should? Do you know what would be great if the Bullets just start every game with like a 21-point deficit against them, and just to see if they can blow it out in the and still get blowouts.
Probably still win. They'd probably still get blowouts.
Oh, almost certainly they would. So,
I think the thing that the Bullets have now though is that they're just scary. Like teams don't want to play them. Teams look at that match and think, "Oh God,
I'll play them.
Yeah, I'd play them. It's like if they're the best,
me my own, I will play them.
Yeah, it's like if you know, I want to play the best uni team in the country. It'd be really funny.
yeah."
You know, I'd go in obviously like what you do is you go in with no expectations. You go in with no expectations. That's what I'd do if I was up against the Bullets.
I know. I understand that.
And if I go to Gloucestershire, I will be up against the Bullets, but a different Bullets.
Yeah, you will. I think if you look at, I don't know. I think if you have to play them twice in a season, and the first time you play them, you get thumped 60-0.
It's a long day.
Say that was your home game, and then you later on in the season you have to travel to Bristol.
Oh yeah. Okay, I get what you mean there. That I don't know about that. Like
it's a real morale buster. Like you're getting on a coach. You know, like that poem, like Into the Valley of Death. It must feel like that.
Well, imagine. Well, then sort of put your mindset into someone from Birmingham, smashes everyone, Bullets, smash people, Bullets again. Like, it must be like that, you know.
I feel like that must annoy teams. Like they're so formidable that I don't know. None of us three have ever had to play a team like that, but you get. I don't know. I just feel like
SJ, have you had to play a team like that?
I mean, the closest I could say is Pride.
Yeah, but I feel like you get to that point where if it's the second time you're playing them that season.
He's going up.
This guy.
Oh golly gosh! Do you want to come on the show, mate? Because I'm loving this. Come on the show. Yeah. Message that all teams playing UE get better. Yes, keep it going.
No, I think definitely, like maybe not so much for Birmingham because they know that they're like, well, we're still getting the playoffs, we're still winning most of our games. But if you're a team like last season, like with Swansea, I wonder if it got to that because I mean they forfeited their second game against UE, didn't they?
You Googling
Did they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that I'm pretty sure Swansea forfeited their last game against you.
The last guy I can remember forfeiting to the Bullets was the Klansman. Not entirely sure about
that. Was obviously that was playoffs, wasn't it? But anyway, talking about the Clans because I didn't get to chime in on the Klansman. I don't know how I feel about it because they having to come from all the way up near Scotland. They're in Scotland, aren't they?
Yeah, still in Scotland, right?
Yeah, so they had to go all the way from Scotland to Bristol, and this goes back to my point of like even for Birmingham, they know that second fixture is going to be a nightmare for a team like Sterling. Like put yourself in their shoes. I guess hypothetically, if you want to go, if you found out you made the playoffs and you're in Scotland and you've just been told you have to travel down to Bristol to play UE, you know you're going to get thumped when you go down there.
At the end of the day, it was a business decision. It was cheaper to take the forfeit and the fine than it was to get the coach down there.
Yeah, I mean,
and the travel back is just going to be a nightmare, isn't it? Like how upsetting.
Oh yeah, I've done it before with Lincoln.
Yeah, and how far did you have to travel journey home?
It was 6 hours. It was 6 hours there and back. No, sorry, it was 6 hours there.
Who were you playing?
Edinburgh.
Yeah, so it's
Edinburgh and Napier Knights. We're joined by a special guest. We're joined by AB himself. We're talking about him. What was? I mean, you know, get better. I mean, it's not it's not bad. It's not a non-true statement.
You know, but like realistically, all it is like, okay, granted they have got very good athletes, but it is mainly about like, I think if you're very well structured and very well organized, that because they they haven't been playing together for a long time. They've just like started playing together that year or something like that. So like there are definitely ways to beat them. I can't lie. Like this is me talking from experience. I don't want to gas it or anything like that. Like they're just, but yeah.
I take it you played. Did you play for UE?
Yeah. No, I didn't play for you. I played for Brum. But this was when did I graduate? 2 years ago. So I've played them 4 times, and it were 2-2. And they had their that's when they first started bringing the Americans in. So they had a couple. Who did they have? The Rashad Cooper guy, the one who played in where did he play? Dartmouth. So it was all Ivy League guy, and they had an American at Braxton or something like that. I forgot his name, but I think back then anyway, Brum was very organized. So
you didn't play with a guy called Finley Harris, did you?
He was in my first and second year. He was a QB, but he was like backup QB.
Yeah, you are a backup QB, Finn.
No, he's proper nice. But
yeah, I mean, it's nice to have someone that's actually played UE just come and speak about it. Like, I don't know. Do you feel like teams can catch up, or do you reckon UE are just that far ahead now?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I think, and I'm talking to SJ about this a lot. I think that COVID year, like, it really set back a lot of teams in terms of, like, for instance, if we take someone like Brum or something like that, like a load of those, like when I went to go watch them play, I'm seeing first year guys who weren't really touching the pitch like that, and they're the starters, and it's like, oh rah, like they missed that, and now they're playing up against even more Americans, and like these guys, I can't lie, like I think I was watching the live stream when it was Brum at UE, and on the first kickoff, I saw
that was tough.
I saw one rookie's head, and I was like, I felt so sorry for him. I was like, oh my gosh, literally, and it was after the play as well. But like, the thing is, you got to keep your head on the swivel. Like, it doesn't, like, these guys will hit you, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's tough. But I think UE they're slightly far gone now. But
it's going to be the same this year, you know, because I think that was the thing. Is last year everyone had rookie teams really, except for probably UE. You know, is it going to be the same this year? Do you think they'll steamroll everyone? Do you think they'll steamroll SGS?
I think SGS is the only thing.
Was that to me?
Yeah.
The thing is, and the reason I put the men against boys thing was because SGS, so I'm coaching now with SJ at Brunel, and when we played them, a load of their guys looked 20 and under, stuff like that. Even their star running back, Jeremy, who is an absolute baller, by the way. I remember, I don't know if I may have coached him at Brum Juniors. Like, this must have been about good 3-4 years ago, or something like that. But as I said, he's only he must be about 20 now. Yeah. And like, I don't know if you got SGS's team, they're all young anyway, so like when they're going to be going up against guys doing masters and stuff like that who's been playing for 4 years in America, or even just British guys who've been playing for 2-3 years plus, like but yeah.
So what do you think it means for Birmingham going forward? Because like, if you look at like how like they won every single game last year that wasn't the Bullets, does that just mean that like the Birmingham are sort of in the middle level, then everyone underneath is just no good at all? Or is there like a middle ground that the score lines just don't sort of tell us?
I think with Brum, and I got to give out a shout out to Wayne and to Greg. Like, the structure that they've built is that it's like they will get normal guys, normal athletes or something like that. And because of the structure of the club and everything, that it's good coaching and stuff like that. So I think they're just like the same athletes as guys you're getting from other unis, but they're just
coaching elevates it.
You know what I mean? The coaching is just like really good. Plus, like just the whole system of it is really good as well. But yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens this year, innit? Because it's a bit of a mad one. I can't lie, but let me not say too much. Well,
boring.
By the way, don't mind staying on for the Brunel chat, but anyway, carry on.
So
are we on to Div 1 now then, Tebbs? We're going to Div 1.
We are on to Div 1 now, and so AB, you're more welcome to stay on because. So the first talking point I've actually got for Div 1 is in fact Brunel, because I do have from the south Brunel going up to the Prem next year. They are my, and I'm sure the people in Portsmouth are going to be very happy about that. But I've got Brunel. They were very, very impressive last year. I just don't see how. I guess it's sort of different because we've got insider information from SJ, sort of being like they have kept a lot of people, so they will be as good, if not better, due to Oh, don't start with your Portsmouth destroyers. Don't start, or Harrison. What jersey number are you? I want to know. I think AB. What's AB doing? But yeah, so I know this is sort of difficult to sort of say. Both SJ and AB. What are your thoughts on Brunel? How excited are you for this season? What are your expectations?
One sec, I'm just going to quickly join from my laptop.
That's fine. In that case, I'll review if you've still got the link that SJ sent you.
Yeah, calm.
Oh, it's him. Cool. Oh, there. I do know who this is. Number 87 for Portsmouth. It was a beautiful touchdown, by the way. J'ai magnifique. Oh.
Is he back this year? Is Harrison back there this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm sure Harrison knows that I've got a number 77 Portsmouth jersey hanging up in my wardrobe right now, which I will wear on a special occasion, but the special occasion is not the pre-show show. So I'll ask AB the same question when he gets back. What are your expectations for this season for Brunel?
I mean, it's take it every game as it comes. It's take it a game at a time.
I think you're such a fucking ball, mate. I mean, I've got to respect it.
No, the thing is, I firmly believe the toughest division in Uniball and is Division 1. There's such a long slog of a season. You can go 8-0 in the regular season, and then you could be one and done. I think the level of the quality between the different divisions, as in the North, the Midlands, and you just don't know what you're going to get. That division could be a lot weaker than the others, or it really is. I think if you don't take it one game at a time and you start talking about undefeated seasons and all that too early, that's where it goes wrong.
See, now I'm just going to go back to Portsmouth. Like, apparently 14
on Portsmouth.
Hey man, if Portsmouth could do it, obviously I'm going to be happy. I mean, I want to go. Like, obviously, if it's Portsmouth Brunel, I'll go down. So if it's Portsmouth Bournemouth, I'll go down for that as well. So AB's back. So I'll pick the 10 questions.
You've got a businessman now. Business
is.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, all great. So I asked. Oh, is he going again? No problem. Yeah, I think I think your whole division's good, but again, it's going to be interesting. I'd love to hear from someone from Imperial. I mean, I don't know if they're watching. I'd love to know sort of what their thoughts are. I remember QMBL, didn't they forfeit a game really late into the season, and it's sort of
they forfeited against Pride. They were very banged up, from what I can remember. They were very, very banged up at that point.
was it?
but
Was it another playoff forfeit? Yeah.
At the same time, it's not.
Who fought? Oh, QMBL.
Yeah, forfeits in the playoffs are unfortunate.
Let me not talk. Let me not talk. Wow.
So I'll say question to you. What are your expectations for Brunel this year?
I
want to point out to you that SJ's answer was take every sort of game one thing at a time, and you are allowed to give the same coaching answer, but entertaining show, entertain and inform.
Entertain the public.
Guys.
Okay, now what I think we should be kind of aiming for is basically wherever we've got from the year before, we want to be kind of taking that step further, or even kind of 2 steps further from where we come before. Obviously, last year, from before last year, we hadn't won a game in the playoffs in Div 1, and now we have. So obviously, the next logical step.
No way is that a real stat. Is that a real stat?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. We went. I think we had one season 7-0 out in the first round, 6-2 out in the first round. It's like I said, you've got to take one game at a time. But like I said, the next step is
because currently, obviously we brought a couple coaches in last year, and everyone seemed to really gel well, and the team's looking really, really good in terms of the way that they're taking on coaching and stuff like that. But I don't want to make any big assumptions or anything like that, because there's always a day named tomorrow, and if I say this and that, then I'll probably be getting ripped by yourself in about 7 months' time or some jazz. So
I mean, I've got nothing else to sort of ask about Bruno, because I don't want to sort of intrude more into the plan. But I will say, I'm sure that you two probably know. First, I'm trying to get down Seb for the first guest of the actual show on the first episode. So all Brunel first episode when this is actual live. Because this is the pre-show show. This is the thing, guys, is that we're going to do this show and then we're going to disappear for, I think it's 97 days or something like that, and then we'll come back. So then the other one that I have is, can anyone stay up? Because it's quite difficult as soon as you get to Div 1 to stay up. So this year, Bournemouth, Staffordshire, Glasgow, Kent, Oxford, and Manchester Metropolitan. I'm just going to go for my one. I think Bournemouth will. I think Staffordshire will, and I think Staffordshire will because, I'm sorry, Covjets, you've got to pull it out. You've either got to be dominant or you're going to Div 2. You're so lucky that Leicester was in your Div last year. Glasgow, I think they're probably going to stay up. Kent, so this is the thing. I think Oxford and Manchester Metropolitan are going to stay up. I don't think Kent Falcons are going to stay up. There you go.
Who do we have in our?
Again, I know this is Div 1.
This is Div 1. You're just saying Kent. He thinks Kent will go down.
No, I mean, who do we have in our league?
So we got
Kent has got. They got us.
Essex.
You got Kent, Imperial, Essex, QMBL, and Kent. Yeah.
Cool.
Am I missing someone?
I think that is.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I'll probably go for. And this might be okay. No, there's. Yeah. Okay, maybe I've got a feeling maybe Kent will probably stay up, and this may be a controversial opinion, but you know what, we're on the show to you know what I mean.
Yes, give it to me.
I'm not gonna lie, I've got a really bad feeling that Imperial may, I don't know. It's just a feeling. Only because they had a small squad, and I'm pretty sure a lot of their because they had guys playing both ways, and I think a lot of them were third years, or one of their ballers,
That's
or
what I
their
said.
main guy is he was third year, and the thing is Imperial, it being a very good uni, is most guys the recruitment is it really going to be there like that? No.
We got, hold on, lads. We just got some comments. That's all.
So that is Imperial's quarterback.
You know what? Hey, Alex, we got the same name. On my life and on everything that I love, I will put 100 quid right now of my own money, and then look, if we go 1-on-1, if we go 1-on-1, you beat us, we beat you. Bets off. If it's a straight sweep, either way, that's where you lose your money. Because I'm the kind of
Oh, look what you've done. AB, look what you've done. You've turned that game into a mess.
No. I want you guys to play with all
Give
your
it to
heart.
me.
I'm telling you. But start going to the gym now. I want that. You know what I mean? Because it's cool. I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? I love that. Alex, just reply in the comments if you want to do that bet, and but I'll make myself known to you on our first meeting, and that's it. We can exchange PayPals or exchange numbers, whatever you want to do.
Yo, Alex, do you want to come on the show?
Yeah, bring him on, man. Bring him on.
Alex said he would, but he's on the train.
Don't care.
Ask him about the bet. You know what? Ask him. Sorry, no. I was just gonna say, ask him whatever amount he's comfortable with. It could be £1. That's it. It's just I just want to know what he's on in it. That's it.
But no, I think it's a very good point, actually.
He's the quarterback, so this is,
Yeah, but I think AB's got a good point, because I said earlier that Imperial had quite a small squad. And I could be overlooking Kent Falcons. Sorry to say, but I think all of AB's points are quite valid, actually, for Imperial going down. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I coach D-line, so obviously I'll tell Alex to you know what I mean, that you know what, as I said, just SJ, get in touch with him, we'll chat after, innit, but just let me know if he's down for the bet or not. If he's not, then obviously that says more about him than it does me. But you know me, I'm not one to mince words. If I say something, I mean it, innit? But
so I guess moving on, can you overlook the Exeter Demons? Because SJ said earlier that he thinks that their cycle of uni students might be over. Oh my god, I just can't get away from it. I'm trying to move on to topics, but people keep talking. That's all for you, AB.
Playing against me.
After playing against Fox, so he played against Imperial in the playoffs. He believes that the D-line will not be able to catch him.
Calm. Well, it's crazy. Wait, is it who does Harrison play for?
Portsmouth.
Harrison plays.
Portsmouth.
Oh, Portsmouth. Yeah.
So hold up. So one sec, I'm losing this. So your team has been historically shit for the past 10 years. Yeah, and still he's brother, you know what? When I was playing, whenever we used to play Portsmouth, it was I'd only get 2 quarters, and then my second string would come on. That was it. My second and
AB, stop, AB, hold on, AB, hold on. We got Alex on the screen.
I can't believe you just come out with we're getting demoted. Where is this come from?
It's just only because of your thing, because you had a small squad, and I swear one of your best guys, who was, I think he was your D interior guy, and also he played O-line as well. I swear he's third year as well, and I'll be honest with you, he was the reason you guys were doing basically anything in. Well, okay, not anything. I'm not disputing your thing in it, but you as QB, but is he third year or?
Yeah. But what you've got with Imperial, like we've got bad recruitment. You're not wrong with that point. That is like an issue. But everyone also stays on for like 4 years because everyone does like it's super engineering focused, and you got integrated masters and that. So third years for us is not an issue. It's 4th years you got to worry about, and that kind of thing.
Is that D-line guy? Is he third year or 4th?
Yeah. We haven't lost anyone on D-line. Like the most guys that we've lost is like second year and that. But
I like that.
Also, like I swear there was a show that you lot did with Seb at the end of last season where we're the game that you guys are circling, and you're saying we're getting demoted with that.
I'll be honest, like the thing with Imperial is that like your defense was, but like both of the games that we played you, like our offense, it's not even up. It's okay. Your defense played very well. Our offense was very shit. Like you guys weren't really scoring, running. You didn't score on anyone really. Like on anyone in the whole division. Like I think that's probably because I said to SJ from before. I said with the way that Imperial play, they will go out in the first round because they don't run the score up. They just stop you from scoring.
No, we will go out in the first round, but it's not because we don't score. It's because by that point our whole team's like injured because we go in with like 22 guys in a season. Like when we played Brunel first time, we took 18 guys. We didn't play 2 of them. We still won.
No,
we can win those games, but it's when you get to playoffs when we lose like 5 or 6 through the season. It's like
I think it's like what I was saying earlier. It's a long season. Div 1 just feels a much longer season than Prem or Div 2.
Yeah.
There's so many times I've seen teams top their division and then first round exit. Unfortunately, I've been on the wrong side of that twice. No, 3 times.
I'll give Imperial their props for because like when in the first game when we saw you or when I saw you guys come along, I was like, oh, well, especially after the first game that we had, I was like, oh, we're just gonna roll over these guys. But you guys did play with heart, and I'll say well done for that.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. We were on that bus on the way there, and I was bricking it. I can't lie. Like I was, we're gonna lose this game so bad. And yeah, I mean, it was like a clutch win more than anything. Like when we play, it's not going to be a massive score, I think. But they were both decent games.
Against Portsmouth in the playoffs, like that was a mad game. Like to the wire, that game was mental. Like it is difficult to be a player and see like 25 or less players come off the coach and not instantly say in your mind, we're going to smack them. It's very difficult. It's difficult to like drill players to not immediately think we're about to roll over. I remember in my second year, we went to Huddersfield. They had 22 people. We looked at them. We're going to smack them. Didn't score a single point. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Lincoln Colonials, everyone.
Well, Alex, I don't know if you heard about my bet or not. Like, obviously, did you hear about the bet?
I heard bits that I cut out, but feel free to say it again.
I'll say it again. So, whatever amount is comfortable with you, I said 100. Obviously, right. I'm a working man, so as I said, it's a bit different. But I say we put 100 quid into a pot each. If you guys win, if you guys sweep it, then that's your 100. If we sweep it, that's my 100. Well, 200. And if we go 1-on-1, then we just call it quits.
Yeah, all right. I can hardly do that.
I am.
No question. I feel like you could be in a better position than I am, but it's like it just depends on recruitment for us. Like, yeah. I mean, I'd like it.
Well,
anyway,
you get your recruiting hat on, then, Alex.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I feel like we could win both of those games, but you could also win both of those games. Like, it's not.
This fixture is now the most expensive game in Nottingham history.
I feel like Sportech's got to go down there now and just film like a ceremony of someone handing over a couple of 50s to someone else.
But I'll get your number. Have you got SA's number? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, I just want to get this on I know this is being recorded and whatnot. I just like this is definitely like
Yeah, no, it's happening. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to bail. I mean, if you want to back out, that's fine, but I'm not going
to. I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, I was like that was a good one.
No, mate,
But
you know how they call some games like the £1 million game. Brunel Imperial,
This is the
£200 game.
Yeah, no, I know I'm excited to play the game, but yeah, that is a bet, and it's not been recorded, so
definitely
that's it. But anyway, Tebbs, take it away, man. Take it away. Like, what's the...
Well, I don't know if Alex is going to stay on. You're more than welcome to.
I've got to drive home. But thank you for having me anyway.
Then drive home. No, that's man. It's my pleasure.
See you lot in week 2.
My pleasure.
See you guys then.
That was the most exciting this stream has ever been.
I think we should do this every week. just get a game that's on that weekend. I want 2 players from each team to come on and just talk. Round table talk.
Oh, I'd love it. Oh, we could probably do it if I just organise myself. Actually, I've got 2 months. Before I get on to next, Connor, it was a game that was before your time, my friend. It was in the lost season where the Colonials went 208, where their point differential was minus 287. We didn't score a single point. Unbelievable stuff. So, Exeter Demons, what are your thoughts before I bring SJ back? Oh, not SJ, Haydn back.
What is this to me or SJ?
Oh, is it to me?
Both of you.
I think it's that thing, you know. I think just based on like the last 5 years, Exeter have been there. They've nearly been there every single year from far as I think the last 3 seasons. They've made the semi-final at least, made the final twice. And you got to wonder: is this just recruitment that keeps spilling over and over, or is this the end of the cycle? I think every team has a cycle. Every team's got a cycle of dominating. Is this where it ends? I don't think it is. You know, I think Exeter got a great setup down there. But then to go against Bournemouth in the first game of the season, that tells you, I think, I think just from that one game, you can tell where the Southwest will go, in my opinion. Probably too early to call it, but that's my early prediction.
I have nothing to offer on this. I don't really follow any outside of Brunel and Brum. So, but...
Well, you're going to hate this next section. You're going to absolutely hate it because, as we can see, Hayden's rejoined us, which means we're moving on to the best division in all of sports, which is Div 2 Uniball.
Didn't even know that existed, bro.
The best division in all the sports. So, Liverpool and Greenwich.
Bit harsh there.
Actually, I don't know if you can talk about Greenwich, so don't talk about Greenwich. Liverpool and Greenwich, obviously, Greenwich went to the final. Liverpool won the division. They're back-to-back champions. Both of them are still in Div 2. Can they do it again? And can they get promoted?
I think it's Liverpool got to go up. They've got to go up at this point. You know, you can't win 2. You just can't win 2 Division 2 championships in a row and still be sat in Div 2. It just doesn't compute. I think it would. I mean, to be honest, it'd be pretty funny if they do it again. Very funny.
It would be really funny if they do it again.
Greenwich, I don't know.
Are they? Is it? Sorry, maybe.
No, I was just going to say, I think Liverpool's attack is really good, isn't it? Like Salah up top, Nunes. Sorry. They play America. Carry on.
I was just wondering if there was any talk about, because I read something about them maybe changing the way, like there'll be a final between the North and South in Div 2. I wondered if they would change like the way it works in promotions or not. But obviously it's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because it's not like Div 1 into Prem. There's Prem South and Prem North. Div 2 to Div 1 is you have like the kind of smaller divisions, don't you? So it's a bit more difficult.
I just don't think Div 2's got. How do I
Yeah.
say this without it being horrible to Div 2? I just don't think it's got the
Mate,
spectacle.
people
in
do it
Div
all the
1.
time. What's the point?
You know, Div 1. I think the
Just
Div 1
do it.
having Div
Just
1
do
in the national final. It means that that's the best team. They're going up into the Prem. You know, they're going up into the pinnacle. Whereas, I think with Div 2, that final might not even be teams that are getting promoted. So it's like, what's the point of having a national final of a game that, you know, the games before that didn't even matter in that sense in terms of promotion? If they could combine it and it became, the winner goes up or something, then great. But
I just think the issue with doing it I was just thinking about it. If you were going to do the winners, only one winner from the south and one winner from the north goes up, then it's almost like, how do you deal with the relegation from Div 1? Do you have to do like a playoffs for relegation?
No, that'd be good content. You cannot tell me bottom two teams going at it. Loser goes down.
Yeah. That's what I mean. If you only
That's
get
how
one
bad
team
that
going
idea
up,
was.
yeah. But like if you only get one team going up from Div 2, but like 3 teams going down, one from each of those, one from southwest, one from south, one from southeast, then it creates a bit of an imbalance, doesn't it?
And that's science. Well, this isn't a maths program, ladies and gentlemen. But it could be. But Jamie Collins said Liverpool are an amazing team and should go up this year. There's loads of Div 2 teams where people are stuck due to forfeits on nonsense for head-to-heads. Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it, because as much as I guess it is biased. Lincoln had their best squad last year, and due to nonsense, they didn't get to go up. And it's a real shame. And the worst part is due to some of the stuff with DMU, there was a point in which Lincoln thought they were going up. Specifically, it was Super Bowl Sunday. They thought they were going up then, and just then from that dropped straight back down. So nonsense from
someone explained to me. Sorry, Steps. Someone explained to me how teams are getting promoted, because obviously I'm not 100% familiar with.
If you win, so Div 2 is the same as Div 1 that has regions, and if you win that region, then you go up. And then
this man has never looked at Div 2 in his life. You can just
yeah. So if you win your region, then you go up to Div 1 version of that region. Okay. And then the playoffs come after the promotions are done. So the playoffs
kind of Div 2 are kind of, they're not meaningless, because I think anyone, if you get to play more games, brilliant. You get to win.
Yeah, you still take them. You still take them seriously. Yeah, you still take them seriously, but it doesn't have an effect on your season. So teams will go into that. Teams will go into that with a bit less weight on their shoulders, I guess.
So okay. No.
Sorry, no, I've got a bit of a delay. So AB, so it's Liverpool didn't win their division last year, but they won the entire Div 2 North, and they're not promoted. They're still in Div 2. Which is the problem.
Previous year as well.
So it's because their season badly, didn't it?
What's the point of the playoffs then? Because like realistically, especially after coming from COVID as well, like that, where the 8-game regular season, or however many games, 6. Like, even if you took Brunel's record for the first 6 games of our season, we'd be 4-2. We lost. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that's like what's the point of having a playoff if then you're not playing for anything and everything's decided by those first 6 games, which people are still understanding the game. Like, I guarantee you, second game in, you ask someone what, I don't know, like a onside kick is, they're still like, they're not going to know what it is if he's their first year or some jazz like that. Like,
yeah,
I think my favorite.
They call them the conference cups. So you do win something from going all the way. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I mean, I played in it, and it's I don't know. Teams still take it as seriously as they do the regular season, even if
Nick's right. That's the way to look at it. It's like your FA Cup.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, from the Bobcats being it did. You still take it as seriously as you would the regular season. If you're in Div 2, it's still important.
But is it not having?
Sorry, Seb. SJ, sorry, my fault. Nah, I was gonna say.
Oh, go on, man. Go on. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just gonna say like the kind of result for having a good playoff run should be that you should go into the higher division and therefore play against better competition.
I'm not saying there's things that don't need to be ironed out. I'm just saying that teams still do take it seriously. It's not like a massive kind of inconvenience to the end of your season. It's that you still have something to play for, and I understand what you mean. Like I'm not saying nothing is good as it is. Like things do need to be ironed out, but things need to be ironed out in everything, in every aspect. So
I think it's easier. I think having been in Div 2 my first year, and you're sat 6-0, you've won the division. I feel like you've got more to play for as well. You've got way more to play for in the sense you're going, okay, we can get a 9-0 undefeated season. It just means more. I think it'd be good to get someone on. Like I think especially someone from Liverpool is. How do you view the playoffs, knowing that you're still going to be in Div 2 next year? Yeah. Renard's right. You do still want to know who the best is.
Yeah. No, I'm with Ray. I think there should be a national final, because that's like I said, for the teams in Div 2 that are going for that's a big thing for them. That is their season. Like Div 1 and Prem teams obviously don't care what's happening in Div 2, but the teams in Div 2 do care what's going on there. And I think it would be nice to give them that national final, because that is something that they will take pride in.
Yeah, it's just like a kind of good ending to everything, I guess. Like I don't understand why everyone else gets in, and they I'd definitely be playing harder if I knew I was going to be playing at Notts or something, like i.e. the field, the thing with, and they had a decent crowd when they were in there last time, so it's like
and you want a proper professional broadcast. For a lot of people, that will be a big highlight for them.
I don't think it's impossible to do it. You think about the timings. You could do Div 2 12 till 4, 4 till 8 is Div 1, 8 p.m. onwards is the Prem final. It's feasible, but it's Bucks points. Who gives a fuck about Bucks points?
The unis.
Unis is huge. That could be, when you think about it, though, if you get more Bucks points, that could be the difference between you potentially becoming a performance sport or just being.
Oh yeah, I know for a fact. Like you make playoffs in Div 2, you do get your funding. You get a little tasty bit of funding. But we're going to go off this one because it's getting relatively late. The last one we have before predictions, the Midlands Div 2 shake-up. This division has been changed more so than anything. Bucks have heard my cries about it being the best division in all the sports, and it's gone from Huddersfield are gone; they're not in it. But you've now got Leicester, who've come back down, Lincoln, who are staying, Keele, who are staying. You've got the Notts Green, who are staying, but you've also got the addition of the Cambridge Pythons, the ARU Rhinos, and the Derby Braves. Derby Braves obviously have come from the Prem all the way down to Div 2, which does beg the question: are they gonna bounce back up to Div 1, or is this going to be something very, very difficult for them to do? And who's gonna win that division? Leicester are a bit good. Oh, sorry. Also, DMU's in there as well. DMU season just died a death after they had all of their points turned back over for them. But yeah, it's very good. As a former Colonials player, I'm very jealous because we just played like Keele and Huddersfield all the time, and Staffs, and Chester Legion and all of that. And now it's actually half decent teams. I haven't got a clue. Just I don't know. What are your thoughts on a division that's been shaken up? Not specifically this one, but division shake up as a whole.
I think Cambridge, the two Cambridge unis being put in the Midlands is it's unfortunate because at the end of the day, Bucks need to make every division 7 teams. Every division has to be 7 teams, but could you have probably put a team that's in the south that's more central into the Midlands? Probably, but is
it a result of what's gone on with SGS going up that that there were 2 relegations from Div 1 Southwest, and then
I think that's where it's been shunted across. I think that's where it's come from,
and that's why Midlands looks like the most hit.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, if one of the Cambridge teams makes the playoffs, they're in Cambridge and they're looking at trips to potentially Edinburgh.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So you're going to a different country, It's crazy.
But no, I think that division is going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of teams that never played each other before.
Yeah,
ever.
But that's what I was wondering if teams. Because I was thinking
teams.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like all the ones that where they've gone down and moved them across, then it's left the Midlands like empty, hasn't it?
The middle, yeah. I think that division, could be the most exciting one. If you've got 3 relegated Div 1 teams.
Yeah. And one of them is, I don't know, the thing with going back onto Derby a little bit, I think they know that whilst they've had a massive fall from grace, they know what it is. They know what it means to be a Prem organisation.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a fall, and then there's a fall from the Prem to Div 2. Like a normal fall is Prem to Div 1, not all the way down.
Yeah, but I just wonder if
Derby were they national champions?
I'm not too sure.
They made the final. They definitely made the final, and that was only 5 years ago.
But that's because that they had. Oh my gosh, I remember playing it, bruv. They had one guy who was the dirtiest baller I've ever. No. I don't care what UE guy I played against. None of that. This Derby guy, he played QB, running back, safety. I remember he caught this was in my first year. He caught the winning pick when we were going on our winning drive. And but I think he obviously graduated and that's kind of when it started happening. But Prem to Div 2, as Tebbs was saying, that's a fall from grace because it's maybe they were relying too much on ballers coming in or potential ballers coming in or something like that.
Complacency, maybe.
Yeah, that's tight. That's tight. That's tight.
It's because I've had arguments with current guys on the Lincoln squad because I guess very naively said as soon as I found out it could be Derby, I was like, Derby are winning your div, you've got no chance. And I've sort of had some time to think about it and don't think that's the case. I really don't think that's the case.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I don't know, but like SJ was saying earlier, teams go through that recruitment cycle, and could it have just been that Derby had a horrific downturn in recruitment? They had that year of the star players, like what AB was saying with that guy that was absolutely insane, and then from there they just didn't manage to drag in anyone else that was that their star guy. I feel like that can happen to any team, I think, can't it? Teams that don't obviously UE and SGS and the teams with that massive foundation of recruitment, it's not going to happen to them because they're never really going to have that downturn when they can go to America and pluck the next guy that wants to do a master's in Britain. But for teams that didn't have that foundation set up, if they lose their star guy, it's a 50-50 if they're going to replace him, isn't it?
Probably less than that, to be fair. It's probably on the off chance because they're not offering scholarships.
You just don't know what you're getting. Yeah. So
it just depends who comes in on the academic year. That's really it.
Yeah. So it's a tricky one. But then again, like now Derby have fallen all the way down, they might get that guy that can play all the positions and then rise to the top again. You just can't tell, can you?
I think the teams to go from Div 2 to Prem now is so much harder than it used to be. The last team,
100%.
The last team did it was Portsmouth, and that was 6 years ago now. I don't think a team's come close to doing that since.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you now, I think the Coventry Jets are about to have the exact same fall that Derby had next year. I think Midlands 2 is going to see a lovely flyby by some Coventry Jets. And I can say that because I live in Coventry. And if they want some, I will gladly not tell them where I live. So this is it. The end of it.
The Coventry fall from grace came from their players jumping into the town fountain. It's all. It really is.
Honestly, it's so funny that is literally the catalyst for the Coventry Jets being on the verge of being in Div 2. Yeah, very funny. Very funny. So in sort of the last part of the show, we're going to do the far too early predictions. Ugh, just silly too early. So start with the Prem North, Prem South Championships. Who have we got?
Bullets and Gold.
Bullets and Gold.
We're doing relegation as well.
No.
Spicy relegation.
I mean, in Prem you can. We're not doing it for Div 1 and all that because that will take ages. I know. I guess it's my show. Yeah, relegation as well.
Yeah, can we do it for Div 1 South East?
I don't want it to be Sterling, but I think it's going to be Sterling.
Yeah.
The South, UEA. So if anyone from UEA is watching, I apologise, but that division is just. I think the thing with the Prem now is not that. I think definitely in the Prem South, it's not the fact that a team is shit. It's the fact that it's just not as great as the others. You know, I think now you've got to generate so much more recruitment and coaching and all that kind of thing. You know, yeah, that's mine.
I'm gonna say Bullets and Gold. Like, I just don't think you can say anything different until the season's actually started. Relegation. For the North, I'd say Sterling because they could prove us all wrong. Like, you never know, but like SJ was saying, when a team has problems like that at the end of their season, are they really going to recollect themselves in time? And for Prem South, I don't know who's going to get relegated from that.
AB, you got any picks for this?
Obviously UE and Gold and relegation. I don't really know too much about the North, but I just had a quick look at some of the fixtures and probably go Sterling. Only on the basis that it's after. I just don't know how they're going to need a really strong head coach to come in and build a good program within the next couple months to actually get them like kind of competing with, like, I don't know, Beckett or something like that. But and then from the South, I don't know. I'll probably go UEA only because I remember seeing that the Cardiff score against Brum was kind of respectable. So, like, it wasn't completely horrendous. So,
well, that's going to make a clean sweep for all of us, obviously, apart from Haydn and the South relegation, because I've got exactly the same: North, Gold, Sterling, Pirates. Yeah, nothing too flash out of that. And as we get on to Div 1.
you're too peak.
So Borders 1, you got Hull, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Leeds, Northumbria, and that's it. Who have you got going down? Or actually, have you got winning it? Actually, let's start positive.
All
We
my
don't need to
answers,
just go who's getting promoted. Should we just go who's getting promoted?
Fine.
all my
Works for
answers
me.
are SJ's answers.
Fine.
I'm going Loughborough for the North.
Oh,
No.
okay. You just want to do that. Okay. Well, in that case, oh god, it's difficult. The North is so difficult. Oh, the North is so difficult. Hallam. I'm gonna go for Sheffield Hallam, and that might just be because I met Dan Johnson at the weekend. There you go. Lovely guy. And then from the South, I don't think it's going to be too much of a surprise who these two pick.
We could
What do
surprise
you
you.
mean?
Okay, guys. Who from the South in Div 1's going to get promoted next year? Who's it going to be? Go on.
I know, man. Like, it's every game as it comes. You're just not going to know until teams
Oh,
won.
you two are.
The company man.
Well, because I'm not affiliated, I can do my pick, and my pick, unfortunately, because we're the thing with these two, is in fact the Brunel Burners.
Really?
To go up. Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
Unbelievable.
I will go with.
Really think about it.
Yeah, really
Think about
it. It's a tight one. It could go. You know what I mean? If yeah, it could be tight. But obviously, I will be the company man, and obviously, I'm gonna have to bet on the boys, bet on the Burners. So yeah, but don't. I don't want to get ripped like 7 months on or some jazz like that. But
so. I'm going to do Div 2. Do you want to do Div 2 with me? I'm going to do all the winners because I've already picked them out, SJ.
Go on then.
Okay, from the Borders 2, I've got winning the division and being promoted, the Edinburgh Knights. From the North 2, I've got Liverpool just because they need to do it to themselves. From the Midlands 2, I'm going to skip the Midlands 2 and I'll get back to it in a second. From the Southwestern 2, my heart says Gloucestershire, but that's not true. And I'm gonna say that the UE Bullets 2s get promoted to Div 1. And then the Southeast, I'm gonna go for. Does that one surprise you?
Nah. I think who went down? Was it Bath? I think maybe Bath. I think Bath has still got some good players.
Bath, yeah.
South, Brighton.
See, look at this.
Facebook account.
Look at this. The University. I'm trying. Honestly, University of Gloucestershire Gladiators Facebook page. Get in touch with your admissions office because they're not doing bits for me at the minute. I'm still waiting. I mean, I'll do Div 1 relegations if you want. These two don't have to.
Can we put? Can Haydn come back for Div 2?
Oh yes, of course he can. Sorry.
He will come back, and I will head off because I just got to quickly do something. But Imperial going down.
No problem.
I'm checking.
All right. Thank you very much for coming, AB.
Tebbs, SJ, Haydn, take care.
He's definitely getting phone calls from Seb. 100% getting a phone call from
so
Seb.
funny. So funny though. I mean, I do feel bad because I love the content, but I don't like getting people in trouble. Actually, I didn't get him in trouble. So I've got Bullets 2s going up. The Southeast 2, I've got Greenwich. Southern 2, I've got.
I think Brighton.
Brighton. Yeah, I've got Brighton. SJ, do you want to give? Not SJ. Haydn, do you want to give yours if you've got them?
I think for Southeast, you got to say Greenwich, don't you? Like they
yeah, you really do.
For the South, I don't know, to be honest. It's a bit of a because they've had a little bit of a
yeah, it's a bit of a weird division, the South,
because they've got Reading, you've got Reading, you've got Solent, and you've got Brighton.
I sort of want to give it to Reading, but I don't think my good personal friend Rob Smith. Oh, actually, me and SJ's good personal friend Rob Smith is going to be able to go Div 1 in his first year. But I'd love him to, but I don't think he will. So yeah, I've got Brighton.
You are.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't. I
oh,
can't
mate,
tell.
Rob Smith's got a fat head. He can fuck off.
Yeah.
Have you seen the size of his fucking massive head? Have you seen it? It's so large. Like we sent him a sports hat and it didn't fit his massive head. That's not to do with the quality of our product. Our quality of our products are great. It's because of his big fucking head. Sorry,
yeah,
as you were, Hayden.
I'd say for the South, it's definitely a toss-up between Brighton, Solent, and Reading.
And I want everyone watching and everyone who is going to watch this later. These are the way too early. These aren't going to be. I guarantee you, some of these picks will change by the time the season actually kicks off. In I think it's 97 days.
Some of these picks I can see coming back to haunt us in February. I can see it.
Oh yeah, of course they are.
The thing is,
oh no, Coventry can grow up. I'm not taking that one back. I am no way taking Coventry back.
This is the thing, though, Tebbs. This is how your relationship with Portsmouth started.
I'm not doing it with Cov.
You bashed them about, and then by the end of the season, you were best mates.
No, because the thing is that Portsmouth couldn't walk to my house and kill me. The Cov Jets can come to my house and kill me. To be fair, the Warwick Wolves can come to my house and kill me if they really want. But I like the Warwick Wolves, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I think it's because my housemate plays for the Cov Jets, and it's funny to wind him up. But also, side point, unless on no bias, I do think the Cov Jets are probably going to go down this year. From the Midlands, okay. From oh Jesus Christ, who's going to go down from the north? It's really hard. I can't pick, and I'm not going to. All borders. Ugh. Southwest. Oh, Southampton. From the southeast, Essex.
You said Kent earlier.
Kent, because they were annoyed with me I'll go with Kent. From the south, Portsmouth. No, I'm joking.
That's getting clipped. That's clipped.
He's going to get slammed.
Especially because Harrison's just popped up as well. We have done winners for Div 1. And we're not going to do them again because it's almost 10 o'clock. We are going to finish at 10 o'clock.
No, we didn't do Div winners. We didn't do the actual Div winners. I get what you're saying.
Okay, well, I'll do them for you now. Can't do the North. Can't do Borders. Northern 1, Sheffield Hallam. Midlands 1, Loughborough. Southwestern 1. Oh, Southwestern 1.
Exeter for now.
Exeter.
Ask me again after week 1.
I'm gonna. No, it can't be Bournemouth, can it? I'm tempted to go with Bournemouth.
Or to get relegated?
No, to win.
Okay, right. I was about to say it.
No.
Div 1 South is a tough one.
Your conversation on Exeter swayed me. I'm going to go with Bournemouth to win that. Southeastern 1, Brunel. Southern 1.
I think Portsmouth, as much as they're going to.
No, I think it's
Portsmouth.
I think it's
based on how they pulled things together after Christmas.
Yeah, I think Portsmouth are going to take. Looking at the teams, I think Portsmouth are going to win that. I think to be fair, I think on the spicy matchups list, I think Oxford versus Portsmouth could be a very, very tasty game, which I might go to. But yeah, there you go, Harrison. So, but remember what happens. Remember what happens when I say that you'll win. So just to keep it all on track, Harrison, people are going to win the Div 1 South. remember from last year, you never pick Portsmouth because otherwise you always pick against Portsmouth. So I'm going to go with Oxford. No, I'm not. Fuck Oxford. No, not fuck up. Oh, no, it's my show. I can say what I want. Harrison, who do you like the least? Whoever you like the least. Grow up. I'm joking. They're not going to give me a bacon sandwich this time, are they? Harrison, Harrison, quickly before we end the show, who do you hate the most? Who do you dislike the most in your div? I'll pick them. I'll hex them. Come on. You got 1 minute. You got less. You got like 10 seconds. This joke's getting less funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With that, Harrison's ruined the show. So we're going to bring Haydn back in. Thank you very much for listening to us talk for an hour and 45 minutes. When if you're gonna,
it's going to get us same AB for the length of this show.
I don't blame him. That was a great one. Oxford's gonna win. Div 1 South. But yeah, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this pre-season special. We're very much, all of us are looking very much forward to the start of the Uniball season. Which technically the guys, the show's ending. We can't be doing this when the show's ending.
We can have these conversations in September. We'll bring you on the show and we'll let you guys talk it out.
It's your show. You don't actually have to show the comments.
Don't have to show you little fucking.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but yeah, we're all very excited for the start of the season. Everyone who is playing, prepare yourself. Get in the gym. Get your head in the playbook. Get the recruiting up. We're all very much looking forward to it. We will see you potentially on the 31st of October for the first actual edition of the Rundown. We're not entirely sure if it is going to be on the 31st of October, just because, we don't particularly want to interfere with people's Halloweens. So it very well could end up being on the...
trick-or-treating, guys.
Well, no, it's more so... yes, Connor, I did, and it's not the Lincoln Colonials. Actually, no, I'll address this now. I don't really want to say it, to be honest, Connor. And the fact that I don't really want to say it means that I think you already know who it is. So go with that, okay? You want my serious answer? It's who we don't want to win, okay? Or it's going to be Cambridge. In fact, Cambridge Pythons. So yeah. So it could be on the 2nd, it could be on the 31st. That will get cleared up in the 97 days. But everyone, thank you very much for coming out. Thank you very much to AB. Thank you very much for Alex. Thanks so much for everyone who's commented. And we will see you. We'll see you in October, maybe November. We'll see you in October. Have a great, great August and September. We'll see you then. Thank you very much. Say goodbye, guys.
In a bit, guys.
Made me wait too early. I thought you finished.
Grow up. Okay. Bye-bye.